Hi everyone. I wanted to come on here today to say just a few words about what happened yesterday in Charlottesville, Virginia. I lived in Charlottesville for 7 years. It was where we were living before I came back here to Southern California. And the first thing that I want to do is offer my sincere condolences, my prayers, my thoughts are with the family members who lost loved ones yesterday. I also am praying for those that are still hospitalized, that there will be no more loss of life, that everyone will recover. And I just want everyone to know out there that there are people who love and care about the city and about the people who live in it. And I am one of them. My time there was just wonderful. I loved living there. I was proud to call Charlottesville my home. And I heard on the news today that the people that live there are worried about what people think of their town because of the images that were all over the news yesterday. And so I wanted to share some experiences that I had while living there. I wanted to talk a little bit about the people that I met, and to let you know that Charlottesville, Virginia, is a beautiful, peaceful, serene place to live, whether you're raising a family or spending your retirement years. It has an abundance of restaurants and farmers markets and shops and interesting things to do. The natural topography is gorgeous, lots of woods and, clean air, things that, I consider to be important to add to the quality of life. It is the home of Thomas Jefferson, and it celebrates that history. And if you ever visit the city, a trip up to Monticello, to his home, is a must to learn about the man and the way that he lived his life. It's a model for all of us. But moreover from that is that the people that I met there were warm, they were welcoming, they were so generous to this interracial couple from New York who, had never lived in Central Virginia before. My husband, we moved there shortly after 9/11. My husband got a job offer to work as a reporter at a local news station. And so we moved down there, and I relatively quickly also got a really great job working for a financial news reporting service. And so when we first moved there, I was still a little bit shell-shocked, had a little bit of PTSD from what I had experienced on 9/11. And it was a place that I found to be healing and to sort of restore myself back to myself. We, after being there for a little while, we bought a little house at the end of a wooded cul-de-sac. And my neighbor on the right side was a retired real estate developer who had lived all over the world, including places like the south of France. He was a very eclectic, progressive individual, a free thinker, a free spirit, and really, really smart, loved art and music, and chose Charlottesville as the place where he wanted to retire. And there was a reason, because someone like him felt very comfortable there. My neighbor to the left had lived in the Charlottesville area his whole life. He was also retired, had raised a family, had children, grandchildren, and his home, when you walked into the hallway of his home through just past the front door, there was a bulletin board there with rows and rows of keys, because everyone on the block left their keys with him, including us. He had a set of our keys, so that if you locked yourself out of the house, which I did, you would know that you could go there and grab an extra set of keys from him and his lovely wife. If you were going to be out of town and you needed someone to just kind of keep an eye on your home, he gladly would do that for you. Indeed, I believe, well, I know that my neighbor on the right also had a set of keys to our house, and I think the neighbors across the street had a set as well, because that's the type of community that we lived in. People watched out for each other. People got to know each other. People welcomed new people into the community. So it hurts my heart so much to know that outsiders brought their violence and ugliness into that community because they didn't like the way that the people of Charlottesville live, and they felt that they had a right to go there and have a peaceful protest that included people wearing flak jackets and helmets, carrying baseball bats and long rifles. This is not I've been to a lot of peaceful protests, and that is something I have never seen before. I have never seen, and certainly not in Charlottesville, a group of people that felt that they had a right to have a late night march through the college campus, the University of Virginia, a beautiful school dedicated to higher learning, to march through that school with their torches and their vile Nazi slogans, all for the purpose of terrorizing a group of clergy that were meeting at a nearby church. I am so angry and disgusted. People have a right to live their lives in their community any way they choose to. And people have a right to assemble and peacefully express their opinions. And certainly this channel is a place where I welcome a diversity of thought and opinion. I also I insist on tolerance and respect and inclusiveness. And the people of Charlottesville embody those ideals. They are not only warm and generous people, they are educated, they are inclusive, they are tolerant, they are stewards of the land and the city. They take care of each other. And I can tell you that the people that I met through my work were people that had come into the area from other places. They were also people that had grown up there, and I never encountered any kind of racism or intolerance during the entire 7 years that I lived there. Never. So I want to say to everyone and to the people of Charlottesville that you are strong and you will easily overcome this. I know these days are dark right now. I know how violated a terrorist act can make you feel. But I also know that you will recover, and that the people of this country are united with one voice, and that is that this kind of disgusting violence will not be tolerated. It has no place in the conversation of the United States. It has no place in what we as a people believe to be moral and correct and respectful. Thank you for watching this video. I am sending my love to each and every one of you, and I wish you better days ahead.